So I've been listening to the Fakemink album a lot over the past probably less than 48 hours since it was released, and I remember when I was listening to it, it started off kind of strong, and then I just kind of was like, and not to say that I was disappointed. Um, I think that the album would have been received so much better if he hadn't hyped it up so much. I'm gonna change music. I'm gonna do this. Listen, even if he did change music with this album, and I'm not saying that he did, I'm not saying that he didn't, because he very well could have, but that's just not something that we're gonna know. It's not something that anybody's gonna know, and it's cool. I think it's a great thing to be confident and hype up your own music, of course, because at the end of the day, the person who's gonna have your back the most is going to be you. You're always gonna have your back, literally. But no, the thing is though, it comes off like at that point you want it to change music, and that's cool. You want to do something and make an impact, and that's awesome. But is it that you want to make an impact, or that you want people to think you made an impact? Is it about the people, or is it about the music? Is it about shitting on everybody, or is it about actually just making good music and inspiring people? I know who said that he wants people to be inspired by his album, and I'm inspired. I think a lot of people are inspired, but is it an ego? Is it your ego? Or is it your music? Is the important question. I think his ego got in the way of a lot of this music, and I think it's awesome that he self-produced the entire project, because I think I think he has maybe pushed a bar, at least within the rollout and the creativity and the amount of hard work and effort that went into his album. I think that a lot of good music is made when it comes from the heart, and I think that this album came from his heart, and it was beautiful. I enjoyed it. It was a beautiful album. I can talk about the mixing. I'm not gonna lie. It's half and half. One half of me is like, God, could he have mixed this? He could have mixed this better, especially with the vocals. There are just some things that are important. But also another part of me, being someone who is an artist and struggles with mixing and stuff, I feel like he cut around those corners, or I know he said every uncomfortable moment is intentional, but I feel like the way I guess I'm assuming since he produced it all by himself, he mixed and mastered, I don't know, but it's so raw, and that's a cool thing, I think, because the first kind of music I was really getting into is alternative rock, and it kind of reminded me of that. A lot of the songs, especially Tell Me What You're Missing, it's not, but it sounds like a big distorted fuzzy guitar. It sounds really cool. It sounds cool. I think that might be the change, and I wouldn't be even saying anything really if he hadn't acted like this album was gonna I think that maybe in the long run we might see it as something that was groundbreaking, but we're not gonna know right now. And maybe he wants to be ahead of the game, this and that. And a lot of people are acting like that. A lot of people are because they want to know something before someone else does. But that's not what this is about. It should just be about the music. You can do whatever you want to do as an artist, but that's what music is about. You're just trying to make good music. I myself, I want to make an impact, but whenever I'm releasing my first album or whatever, I'm not gonna be oh shit, I'm about to shit on all y'all, la la la. I feel like he just let his ego get in the way with the music. And if he had just been humble and been yeah, this is my project, it's coming straight from the heart, it's really important to me, I hope it does good, I want to make an impact, and not have compared himself, I guess, to anyone else really, or basically talks about himself in relation to others, yeah, it's going to change it. It's going to change the way that people in the industry sleep at night. I don't think it's going to do that. It could, though, but not right now. And it's not your job to know that. It's not anyone's job to know that. You can want to, maybe it is, but it really isn't anyone's job to know that. It's literally just a thing. It's a beautiful thing, when someone puts out an album and it changes things forever. But in that moment, you're not gonna look at like the Pixies. When the Pixies released their debut album and they were releasing their music and whatnot, I don't think that maybe they did. I don't know. I don't think that anyone in that moment knew that the Pixies were going to be really influential in the next like wave of counterculture in the 90s, like grunge. I don't think people knew that right then in that moment. And that's okay. Like, that didn't matter. It was just they were making music and expressing themselves, and that is why their music was beautiful. Like, that's why it was appreciated. You don't have to sit out and be like, oh, like, la, 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 la. Just let it all happen and fall into place. I don't know.